How's that for optimism?
That's not bad, but unfortunately, I didn't hear one quarterback room that if last year might not have happened, you might have had them lumped in here too with the situation in Seattle.
Exactly. I mean, so to me, the NFL is basically one or two teams that are, they go on a run where they're really good for, I'd say one or two, a handful of teams, just a few teams at the top, a few teams they're going to be bad. Everyone else is in the middle, capable of being the worst team, capable of going up to be the best team. Seattle was that team last year where 10-7 the year before didn't make the playoffs. They're gambling on Sam Darnold. You're like,
Wow.
I don't see or seven, yeah, 7-10. I think I had them going 7-10 or 10-7. That I had them going back to 7-10. My expert preseason predictions, I had them going 7-10, and the Vikings going 10-7. So
Good thing we never have to go back to those and talk about those.
oh yeah, there's certain people that keep track and they like to remind you. So
I'm sure. Well, it's something to shoot for. It's worthwhile. It maybe Kyler Murray becomes the Sam Darnold of this season. You know what?
well, what would happen is if Kyler Murray looks like all the good and Kyler Murray showed in his first however many years, 5 years, 6 years, whatever it was, then it'll be like, yeah, I saw it. He was just untapped potential. And he just had to be in the right situation. Yeah, I could see that. If he comes here and he flames out, it'll be like, I mean, I don't think anybody will really blame the Vikings
Right.
because of their cap situation, because they didn't have to trade anybody for him. They didn't have to give up a lot of money for him. So the Vikings really aren't in any sort of lose situation. I think it's a win, and we gave it a shot situation.
Yeah,
So
I agree with you. I mean, short of trading for Joe Burrow, the Vikings couldn't really have done that much better, and they could have done a lot worse. So
right, I guess what the critics would say is if he doesn't work out and he's just like, oh man, they should have known better. You could say, well, they should have got who in his place, and then you could probably go through but really where they were cap wise, I don't think that they could have done a whole lot more.
Speaking of Kyler Murray, there's one wide receiver out there who's kind of pining for a reunion with Kyler, and I think he's also looking for a late in his career contract. That's DeAndre Hopkins. He said that he would love to, reunite with his guy in when they were together in Arizona, and I brought up his stats. I don't. He's what, 33 years old. I'm not sure how much he has left. Last year, for the last each of 2 seasons, he got 2 receiving touchdowns for the Ravens. No, I'm sorry, that was just I got that wrong. Last season, he had 22 receptions for 330 yards and 2 touchdowns. When you go back to the Cardinals, when he was with Kyler Murray in 2022. He had 64 receptions and 3 touchdowns. He had 42 receptions and 8 touchdowns. They talk about him. Maybe he's the end zone guy that the Vikings don't have and could use. What do you think of this? They have an opening at wide receiver 3. Is it worthwhile kicking the tires on this thing, or what?
Maybe he maybe instead of being the end zone guy, maybe he's the guy who should retire. You want to play for a lot of teams. He probably wants to play for anybody. He's going to be 34 in June. I think he's 4 teams in 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
The tank is probably empty.